Isang magandang araw na naman sa ating lahat, and for today's video lesson, we will talk about the operations on radical expressions. At the end of this video lesson, you will be able to perform operations on radical expressions, specifically addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Let's have our first example. Add or subtract as indicated. So yung ating example here is 5 squared of 6 plus 9 squared of 6 minus 8 squared of 6 plus 11 squared of 6. So as we can see, pare-pareho yung ating radical sign. So nasa same order siya, tama? Or yung ating radicals. So makikita natin, yung ating radical here is square root of 6, square root of 6, square root of 6, and square root of 6, which means nasa same order siya. So, i-assume lang natin na parang yung ating radical here is parang x siya. So, pwede natin i-add yung ating mga numerical coefficient. Diba? Kapag, say for example, 5x plus 5x is 10x kasi pareho ng variable. So, dito, ganun din. Square root of 6 lahat yung ating radical. So, ang gagawin natin dito is pwede natin i-add or subtract yung ating numerical coefficients or yung ating mga numbers dito na nasa labas ng ating radical. So, tingnan natin. 5 plus 9 minus 8 plus 11 and then yung ating radical sign or yung ating radical which is square root of 6. Next, equate lang natin to. 5 plus 9 minus 8 plus 11 is 17. So, yung ating final answer is 17 square root of 6. Tandaan lang natin, kapag nasa same order yan, pwede natin i-add yung mga numbers na nasa labas ng ating radical. And then, rewrite lang natin yung ating radical, which is yung ating radical dito is square root of 6. Next is add or subtract by combining similar radicals. So, titignan natin yung magkakamukhang radicals dito. So, yung example natin is 20 cube root of x minus 10 fourth root of y plus fourth root of y minus 5 cube root of x. So, titignan natin dito kung ano yung magkakamukhang radicals. So, kung mapapansin natin, cube root of x, 20 cube root of x, and yung ating negative 5 cube root of x, yan yung magkahalintulad. Next, negative 10 fourth root of y, and si fourth root of y, sila yung magkahalintulad. So, ang mangyayari, ito yan. 20 minus 5 cube root of x. So, magiging isa na lang yung ating cube root of x. Parang variable nga siya. So, yung i-add lang natin or isa-subtract is yung nasa labas ng ating radical, which are yung 20 and yung 5. So, 20 minus 5. So, same process tayo dun sa ating pangalawang similar terms, which are yung ating negative 10 fourth root of y and yung ating fourth root of y. So, walang nakalagay dito na number, so which means 1. Yan. So, mangyayari, negative 10 plus 1 and then yung ating fourth root of y. Equate lang natin, 20 minus 5 is 15. And then rewrite natin yung cube root of x. And then negative 10 plus 1 is negative 9. And then rewrite natin si fourth root of y. So ang ating final answer is 15 cube root of x minus 9 fourth root of y. Next is multiplying radicals of the same order. Multiplication na tayo dito. So ito yung ating example. Square root of 3 r squared s cubed t raised to 5 times the square root of 12 r cubed s squared t. So kung mapapansin natin, nasa same order tayo dito kasi pareho yung index natin, parehong square root. Next is we have the same variables which are r, s, and t. Next is we will just multiply yung radicand natin, yung nasa loob ng ating radical sign. So 3 times 12 is 36. Next, r squared times r cubed is r raised to 5. I-add lang natin yung exponent. S cubed times s squared is s raised to 5. And then t raised to 5 times t is t raised to 6. Next is, ang gagawin natin, kailangan natin ilabas yung mga perfect and power. Dito, meron tayong r raised to 5, s raised to 5, and t raised to 6. So yung ating index dito is 2 lang. So which means pwede tayong maglabas. So, ang gagawin natin is hahanap tayo ng perfect square kasi nga, square root to. So, kailangan squared yung ating ifa-factor out or yung hahanapin nating perfect and power. So, si 36 is a perfect square. So, ang mangyayari dyan, 6 raised to 2. So, 6 raised to 2 is 36. Next, yung r raised to 5, ang gagawin natin, isahanap tayo ng perfect nth power, which is yung squared. So, ang mangyayari, r squared raised to 2. So, kung mapapansin nyo, kung isosolve natin ito, is r raised to 4th power lang yan. Kulang tayo ng isa. So, yung isa is, andito yan, r, square of r. Next, same process, s raised to 5, hahanap tayo ng perfect nth power na 2, which is, ito yan, s squared, squared. So, kulang ng isa, meron pa tayong s dito. Next, yung t raised to 6, kung mapapansin nyo, si 6 kasi is divisible siya kay 2, which is yung ating index. So, wala na tayong maiiwan pa kay t raised to 6. So, t cubed raised to 2. Kung isosolve natin yan, is t raised to 6 pa rin. Next is, ika-cancel natin or i-remove natin yung mga perfect nth power, which is yung x squared, wala na yung squared dyan, 6 na lang. Next, r squared raised to 2, mawawala na yung squared, r squared na lang. S squared raised to 2, mawawala na yung squared, s squared na lang. And then, t raised to 3 raised to 2, mawawala na yung squared dito, so t cubed na lang. And then, may iwan yung ating square of rs kasi hindi naman sila perfect nth power. So, ito yung ating final answer. 6r squared, s squared, t cubed, squared of r, s. Tandaan lang natin, hahanapin natin yung perfect nth power na pwede natin i-remove para ma-simplify yung ating given. Next is multiplying binomials involving radicals. So, this time is we are multiplying binomial to a binomial. So, ito yung example natin. Square root of 2 plus square root of 7 times square root of 8 minus square root of 6. So, kung mapapansin natin, binomial. So, kapag nag-multiply tayo ng binomial is we use FOIL method, tama? So, ganun din dito. So, ang gagawin natin, yung first, outer, inner, last. So, square root of 2 times square root of 8 is, ito yan, square root of 2 times 8. Dahil pare-pareho naman tayo ng index or nasa same order naman yan is ilalagay natin sa loob. So, next is square root of 2 times square root of 6 or negative square root of 6. So, negative square root of 2 times 6. Next is square root of 7 times square root of 8 is square root of 7 times 8. Last is square root of 7 times negative square root of 6 is negative square root of 7 times 6. So, gagamitin lang natin yung ating FOIL method. Next is equate natin. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 6 is 12. 7 times 8 is 56. And 7 times 6 is 42. Next is hahanap tayo ng perfect nth power na pwede natin ilabas. No? Para ma-simplify natin. Etong 16 is a perfect square. So, 4 squared. Next, etong 12 is we can factor it na yung isa sa factor nun is a perfect nth power which is 2 squared times 3. Kung i-equate nyo yan is 12 din yung makukuha natin. 2 squared is 4 times 3 is 12. Next, yung 56 is meron din. 2 squared times 14. Kung isosolve nyo yan is 56 ang makukuha. Yung sa ating 42 is wala siyang perfect nth power so mag-i-stay lang siya na ganon. Next, ilalabas natin si 4 squared. I-remove natin yung kanyang perfect nth power. So, matitira lang si 4. Next dito, yung 2 squared, siya yung lalabas. So, magiging 2 na lang. Mawala yung squared kasi nga, perfect nth power yan. I-cancel natin yung square niya. Next, may iwan si square root of 3. Next dito, ganun din. 2 squared lalabas. And then, may iwan si square root of 14. Next, bring down lang natin si negative square root of 42. So, yung ating final answer is 4 minus 2 square root of 3 plus 2 square root of 14 minus square root of 42. Tandaan lang natin na kailangan natin hanapin yung kanyang perfect nth power kung pwede pa para malaman kung nasa simplified form na yung ating given. So next is multiplying radicals of different orders. So kung mapapansin natin sa ating given is 4 root of 4 times cube root of 2 as they don't have the same order. Yung index natin dito is 4, dito is 3. So, ang unang step na gagawin natin is, kung mapapansin nyo si 4 is, pwede natin siyang gawing 2 raised to 2. Tama? Para maging parehong 2 yung ating dalawang radical. Kung hindi pwede, okay lang. Pero dito kasi, pwede siyang gawing ganon. Next is, gawin natin siyang exponential form. Yung ating radicals, gagawin natin silang exponential form. So, yung 2, yun yung magiging numerator. yung 4 yung magiging denominator. So, 2 raised to 2 over 4. And then dito, walang exponent, which means 1. So, 2 raised to 1 over 3. Ito yung index niya, 1 over 3. Next, isahanap tayo ng ating LCD nung 4 and 3 para maging pareho yung ating index, para maging same orders sila. So, yung LCD ng 4 and 3 is 12. So, 12 divided by 4 is 3 times 2 is 6. Next, 12 divided by 3 is 4 times 1 is 4. Next, i-add natin yan. 6 plus 4 is 10. So, 2 raised to 10 over 12. And then, yung lowest term ng 10 over 12 is 2 raised to 5 over 6. So, dito is kaya yung 2 raised to 5 over 6 kasi pareho tayo ng radicand, tama? Which is yung 2. Pareho silang 2. Kapag hindi pareho 2, ibang process yung gagamitin natin. Pero kapag pareho yung ating radicand dito, yung number which is yung 2, is ganito yung process na gagamitin natin. Next is yung 2 raised to 5 over 6 is gagawin natin radical expression. So, yung 6, yun yung ating index, yung 5 yung exponent ng ating radicand. So, 2 raised to 5 is 32. So, our final answer is the 6th root of 32. Tandaan lang natin, kapag pareho yung number natin dito, kapag pwedeng i-express ng ganito, is ganito yung process natin. Pero kapag hindi pwedeng i-express ng ganito, is ibang process yung gagawin natin. Next is, again, multiplying radicals of different orders. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. So, different orders pa rin. So, square root of 3, and then cube root of 18. So, dito is hindi natin pwedeng i-express si 18 as 3 raised to 2 or 3 raised to something kasi wala namang equivalent yung 18 dun sa 3 raised to 2 or 3 raised to 3 para lang maging pareho yung ating radicand. So, this time, hindi ganun yung process na gagawin natin. Skip na tayo dun sa process na yon and pupunta na tayo dun sa gagawin natin yung ating radical expression into exponential form. So, mangyayari 3 or square root of 3 magiging 3 raised to 1 half. 2 yung index natin and then walang exponent which means 1. Yung cube root of 18 is magiging 18 raised to 1/3, walang exponent which means 1. Then yung index natin, yung denominator which is 3. Next, LCD. So ang LCD ng 2 and 3 is 6. But this time hindi tayo pwede mag-add kasi hindi tayo pareho ng number dito which is yung 3 and 18. Kapag pareho yung number dun sa ating example bago to, is pwede natin silang i-add. But this time, hindi natin sila pwedeng i-add kasi hindi pareho yung ating number. Parang sinasabi natin na si 3 si X, si 18 si Y. So, hindi natin pwedeng i-add. Tama? Kapag parehong X, pwedeng i-add. Parang yung example natin kanina. Pero this time, hindi siya pwedeng i-add kasi hindi pareho yung number natin dito. So, next is yung LCD niya is 6. 6 divided by 2 times 1 is 3. 6 divided by 3 times 1 is 2. So, pareho na tayo ng ating exponential form, pareho na yung ating denominator. So, same order na yan. Gawin natin ulit silang radical expression. So, 6 root, pareho na yan. 6 root of 3 cube, ito yan, times 18 squared, ito yan. Next is, si 3 cube is mag-i-stay muna siyang 3 cube. Kasi kung isolve natin si 3 cube, is makukuha natin is 27. So, small number lang. 18 squared is medyo malaki-laki yan. So, ang answer niyan is 324. So, stay muna si 3 cube. Next is si 324. Hahanap tayo ng number or yung factors ng 324. Sa tingin natin is magpe-pair siya kay 3 cube. So, kung isosolve natin yan, si 324 is makakahanap tayo ng factors niyan. 3 cube times 12. So, 3 cube is 27 times 12 is 324 pa rin. So, same lang yan. 3 cube times 12 is same as 324. So, kung mapapansin natin is pareho tayo dito ng 3 cube and 3 cube. So, pwede natin pag-add yan. Tama? Yung ating exponent. So, yung 3 cube times 3 cube is 3 raised to 6. So, 3 plus 3 is 6. So, kung mapapansin natin is, ito yung ating perfect nth power na pwede natin ilabas. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Na yung ating given is, kung akala nyo is final answer na, isahanap pa tayo ng perfect nth power para maging simplest form yung ating given. So, kung ilalabas natin si 3 raised to 6, kasi 6 yung ating index, is 3 na lang. And then, maiiwan yung 6 root of 12. So, our final answer is 3 6 root of 12. Next is dividing radicals of the same order. So, dito, ito yung given natin, cube root of 5 over cube root of 2. So, pareho tayong merong index na 3, which means same order yan. Next, ang ating pinaka-rule sa ating division is kailangan yung ating denominator is not in radical form. Kailangan natin i-rationalize yung ating denominator. Dapat hindi radical yung ating denominator. So, hahanap tayo ng number na pwedeng i-multiply dun sa ating denominator na pwede natin siyang ilabas, na pwedeng ma-rationalize. Again, hahanap tayo ng pwedeng i-multiply dun sa ating radical or yung sa ating denominator na pwedeng maging perfect nth power siya and pwede na siyang ilabas dun sa ating radical. Next is, pag-iisahin na lang natin sila kasi same order naman sila. So, the cube root of 5 over 2 times 2 raised to 2. Bakit natin i-multiply yung 2 kay 2 raised to 2? Para makahanap tayo ng perfect nth power. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung index natin is 3. So, kailangan makabuo tayo ng exponent na 3 para maging perfect nth power siya. So, ito yung multiply natin dun sa ating denominator. And then, kung ano yung multiply natin dito is ganoon din sa ating numerator. So, 5 times 2 raised to 2. Next is, ang mabubuo natin is the cube root of 5 times 4 over 2 cube. So, 2 cube na yan, kung mapapansin nyo, pwede na natin ilabas yan. I-remove na natin yung ating radical dito. So, ang ating final answer is the cube root of 20. Ito na lang yung ating radical. Cube root of 20. 5 times 4 is 20. And then, i-remove na natin yung ating radical sa ating denominator para makuha natin yung ating simplest form, which is lalabas na si 2, magiging 2 na lang yan. So, our final answer is the cube root of 20 over 2. Tandaan nyo, dapat is yung ating denominator is not in radical form. Tandaan natin yan. Kailangan natin i-rationalize, ilabas yung ating perfect nth power para maging simplest form yung ating given. Next is dividing radicals of different order naman tayo. So, yung ating given is cube root of 3 over square root of 3. Kung mapapansin nyo, cube root, square root. So, hindi sila in the same order. So, ang gagawin natin is parang siya yung process ng multiplying radicals of different orders. But this time, division lang siya. So, dahil different orders yan is hahanap tayo or gagawin natin silang exponential form. So, yung cube root of 3 is 3 raised to 1/3. And then yung square root of 3 is 3 raised to 1/2. And then, finding the LCD, 3 and 2, ang LCD niyan is 6 para maging same order sila. Pareho yung ating denominator. So, yung 6 divided by 3 times 1 is 2. Tandaan natin, LCD ng 3 and 2 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3 times 1 is 3. So, yung ating naging answer is 3 raised to 2 over 6 over 3 raised to 3 over 6. Next, pareho na tayo ng denominator, which means same order na yan. Next, gawin natin radical expression. So, 6 root of 3 squared over 6 root of 3 raised to 3. So, same order. Sasamahin na lang natin. Next, same process naman kapag nag-divide tayo ng radicals in same order. Kasi same order na tayo dito, so pwede natin gawin yung process na ginawa natin kanina. So, pagsasamahin natin, and then hahanap tayo ng pwedeng i-multiply kay 3 cube na pwede natin siyang ilabas. Or pwede na siyang maging perfect nth power, which is yung 6, kasi ang index natin is 6. Ilan ba yung kulang sa 3 para makabuo tayo ng 6? 3. So, gagawin natin 3 squared over 3 cube times 3 cube over 3 cube. Kasi kapag multiply natin yan is 3 raised to 6, which means pwede natin siyang i-remove kasi 6 power na siya, and then yung index natin is 6. So, ang mangyayari, ayan. 3 squared times 3 cube is 3 raised to 5. Add lang natin yung exponent, ganun din sa baba. 3 cube times 3 cube is 3 raised to 6. And then, perfect nth power na to, pwede natin siyang ilabas. So, yung ating denominator is magiging 3 na lang. And then, 3 raised to 5 is 243. So, our final answer is 6 root of 243 over 3. Next is dividing radicals with a denominator consisting of at least 2 terms. So, ito yung example natin. 3 over square root of 3 minus square root of 2. So, kung makikita natin, 2 terms yung nasa denominator side natin. Next, iisip tayo dito kung paano natin maka-cancel or mara-rationalize yung ating denominator kasi 2 terms yan, tama? Square root of 3 minus square root of 2. So, ang gagawin natin, kung mapapansin nyo, is yung ating exponent dito is 2, tama? Or yung ating index is 2. So, kung iisipin mo, pwede tayong gumamit ng difference of 2 squares para makancel yung ating radical sa baba. Tama? So, kung gagamitin natin yung difference of 2 squares, i-multiply natin si square root of 3 minus square root of 2 kay square root of 3 plus square root of 2. Kasi ganun yung rule or yung definition ng difference of two squares. Next, para makuha yung ating answer dito is you will square the first term and then square the second term. And then, negative yung ating gitna. Tandaan natin. Kapag difference of two squares, square the first term, square the second term. And then yung gitna natin is negative palagi. So, ito yung mangyayari dyan. Dahil multiply natin yung denominator sa square root of 3 plus square root of 2 is ganun din sa taas. Next is 3 times square root of 3 plus square root of 2. Distribute lang natin. 3 square root of 3 plus 3 square root of 2. Next yung sa baba yung sinasabi ko kanina, square the first term which is square root of 3 squared and then square the second term which is square root of 2 squared and then negative yan. Next, dahil perfect and power na yung dalawa na yan, is pwede natin silang ilabas. So ito yan. Bring down natin si 3 square root of 3 plus 3 square root of 2 all over. 3 na lang yan, lalabas yan, mawawala na yung ating radical sign kasi perfect and power na yan. Kasi index natin is 2, exponent natin is 2. 3, and then yung kabila is minus 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1. So okay na yan, cancel na yan kasi anything you divide by 1 is same lang siya kung ano yung nasa numerator side natin. So our final answer is 3 square root of 3 plus 3 square root of 2. Hindi natin pwedeng i-add yung dalawa na to kasi hindi tayo pareho ng radical. Square root of 3 to, square root of 2. Parang x and y. Hindi natin pwedeng i-add. That is our video lesson for today. Sana is marami kayo natutunan sa ating topic about operations on radical expressions. Maraming salamat. Happy New Year and keep safe always.